Beautiful jab with right hand first, right there, and knock Mike off balance 2 times.
So we need an interview from Mike, in which I'm pretty sure we'll never get it, to explain this here to us. Because I thought Mike was doing pretty good in life. I thought, his dispensary, his products, and other investments was doing pretty good for him. He got his podcast that's pretty hot. Like, did he really? And then I'm told it's 20 million, so that's not even a lot. Okay, y'all mean to tell me that Mike Tyson came on here and did this to us? It's his career, his legacy, but he still belongs to us, okay? Anybody else but Mike Tyson. It's almost like a kid, being a kid and finding out that Santa Claus ain't real, although I was never told that Santa Claus is real. But you get what I'm saying. This is beyond devastating. And I had fear that this was going to occur, which I didn't even, a while back, was just like, I'm not even sure if I'm going to watch. And I didn't watch the entire thing. I just saw like bits and pieces, and mainly the end. We saw Mike before he even, went into this, and he just wasn't looking. Now, his training videos, anybody can make a video look good, but his training videos had a lot of us, feeling like, okay, Mike might, be able to handle this. Mike might go in and do some damage, but those of us who are into sports, especially stuff like boxing, we know that Mike is, 58 years old? There's just a tremendous amount of difference between someone that age and someone who is in their 20s. Like, not even to mention that Jake Paul is a tall and huge guy. It just never made sense to me for him to fight. And I was always hoping he wouldn't take on this fight. Because let's just keep it real. Mike is not the same Mike. Yes, he has something in him that, it could be brought out when in boxing mode, regardless, because of, who Iron Mike is, right? But that part of him, it took a lot for him to suppress that. It took a lot of years for him to basically kill that character. How do you bring that character back in raw form? He doesn't have the same grievances about Cuss. He's dealt with that in more peaceful ways, throughout the years with, his smoking and his shrooms and all that. He's dealt with that beast. He's properly suppressed that beast. And it's not like he can just bring that beast out and then tuck it back away safely. No. The way he would have to channel into that beast, I just never saw that as possible. And we see that as not possible. Now, there was some antics that, came about throughout all of this that people found to be cute, but I never did. Because what I understood is that knowing Mike, we know his history, and we know how he does and does not get down concerning boxing. He is always 100% brutal and serious. So to see him to start to join in on some of the fun and, some of the antics, it didn't sit well with me, and it let me know that he wasn't going to be that beast he needs to be. There is nothing about Mike that should have been friendly with Jake Paul at any time. That is not how he gets down. I saw way too much of that, and we don't like Jake Paul. So why is Mike seeming like he actually does like Jake Paul? How? As much disrespect as he's shown you. Even just wanting to fight Mike, and I don't care what nobody's saying, what that Raggedy Jake says. Even if you fighting Mike Tyson, bro, like, you get nothing as far as respect or accolades or anything for that fight. It just don't go like that in boxing. fighting somebody who is aged out so greatly, like Mike, like 30 plus years older than you, nature itself doesn't make that a fair fight. Not even close, even with it being Mike. But not to mention, we sat here and watched Mike turn into a whole different person over the years. Somebody we never thought we would see, but we've grown to respect and appreciate. And that does mean that he had to, again, KILL, completely demolish that beast that was inside of him. No matter how many times we listen to him talk about it and how, he misses it and, would like to release it and things like that. But, listening to Mike talk about his children and what this fight was supposed to mean for his children and everything, I didn't get to see a lot of it. I saw a clip of that, so I'm not sure if there was more context to that. Bro, can you explain that to us? Because what was you talking? Because I ain't gonna lie, that's the only thing I was holding on to. I wasn't even going to take a peek at the fight until I saw that clip. And I'm like, okay, maybe he wants to really bust dude down. So no did he? So he could, prove something to his children who, as I was, I guess, understanding, the concept was that, they know him as a father, but not as Iron Mike Tyson. I'm sorry, but on this planet, even though you may experience somebody as, okay, this is my daddy, not really a star. We heard a lot of children of stars say that. But Mike's reputation, his fights are out there. His reputation is solid and so talked about. Him and Tupac got to be the most two, greatly talked about in what they've contributed. There's no way that your children are not going to fully understand that you was that dude. People still, say they scared of Mike. And I saw somebody say even if he was 80 years old in a wheelchair, they wouldn't try him. So they understand without having the actual experiences outside of being your children to know that he's a beast. But if he, as a father, is wanting to prove to his children that, hey, I was that beast, bro, you dropped the ball on that. So what was the money? How can money be worth it? I just I'm just I don't even know how I feel besides, I can use the words devastated. I can use the words disappointed and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, that's his life. That's his legacy. He built that, reputation. He fought those fights. He displayed all this behavior and stuff like that. He taught us who he was at the time and how we gonna, refer to him and think of him and all that stuff. So, he can do what he want to do with it. But, Mike, you could have left us where we was at. You shouldn't have did this. This is so damaging to your fans. And not only that, it's almost like a spit in the face because we can't stand that dude. And we wanted Mike to hurt that dude. We wanted Mike to at least knock that dude out. And, people had all this talk about how the fight was going to be rigged. And I can understand them having agreements to go certain rounds, and we know Mike is not used to going rounds. But I can't understand possibly agreeing to not knock him out. But from what I saw, listen, Mike looked bad in this whole thing. He looked like he was barely hanging in there. He looked like Mike, if anything, I'm surprised Jake Paul didn't knock Mike the fuck out. Like, Mike, what have you done? What have you done? This is two big devastations within the same 30 days when it comes to sports. Another one, I'm not gonna talk about that in this video, but it's great. It's up there. And can this world become any more disappointing Like, I don't even know if where we at. What's going on? Like, what is this place? What has happened? Mike, we accepted so much. We accepted your transition and all that, and that's your journey. You got every right. We accepted you putting, Iron Mike to bed and all that. We not accepting this. You could have left out. You ain't have to fight that dude. Nobody wanted Mike to fight him anyway. 58 years old? Yeah, he was looking shredded and everything. And, the only thing that I liked about it was when Jake Paul weighed himself and, he had on these, I guess you call them boxer briefs. He had all that, and we saw nothing but fabric, honey. We saw nothing but fabric. And then Mike came about, and, he had his Versace, I guess, were they thongs or bikinis? Because what those thongs, I saw something with his butt out or whatever. But his ass was looking good. We not gonna act like his ass wasn't looking good. 58 years old, that ass. Mike was looking good. Mike was shredded. Mike was looking better than he was in that. I was saying Buster Douglas, but that's not who he fought. Who was the dude he fought last? Both of them. Roy Jones? Was it Roy Jones Jr. or Roy Jones? I don't know. He was looking horrible in that fight. Both of them. Actually, the other dude looked better than him, but Mike was looking flabby and just. They look like two old men who need to go sit down somewhere in that fight. So that was devastating. I was able to play that off, though. It happened. It didn't last that long. And, they're both old. They're both, coming to get their bag. Okay, so we gave you a pass on that, Mike. But this right here was just dumb. For what? I feel like our men just can't seem to hold on to their legacy. Like, I hear what he's saying about legacy and ego and all that stuff. Okay, philosophize your ass up out of here with that. You don't get to just destroy that legacy. That's it. For me, I don't see how I'm gonna get over this. I don't see how I'm gonna look back at Mike like I've always been looking at Mike. I don't see how I can go back to any of those thoughts and memories and just admiration and just, for his whole career and everything about his story and all that. And, Cuss is probably rolling over his grave for this shit. I know Cuss didn't want Mike to. If Cuss was here, would he tell Mike to take this fight, y'all? No. No. And if he would, bless Mike on this fight, he would tell him, you better destroy him. You better knock him out. Like, there's no way Cuss would be okay with this. Like, so what are we doing? Bro, come on now. There's nothing that can make up for this. Nothing can fix this. Nothing can... I just, I thought about when Clarissa was coming at Layla. It was a part of me deep down inside that wanted Layla to whoop on her, right? Shut her up and all that. And I tried to see about Clarissa and give her a pass and like her and stuff, but I just can't. Especially after that disrespect, that level of disrespect. Like, I look at her and Jake Paul's is one in the same, like, it was the audacity. Somebody needed to whoop somebody's tail to let them know that our generation, like, bro, don't even play yourself. But this damages so much here. Like, I understood why Layla didn't fight her. It made sense for her not to fight her. And it would have made sense for Mike to not fight Jake only unless he was going to destroy that dude. So Mike, what you doing? You participating in this whole BS system we got here? Like, so now people supposed to respect this dude in boxing some kind of way? Like, you helping him pave his path? Like, he's always going to flex on that. Like, he beat Mike Tyson in his old age. People was mad at the disrespect that he even wanted to fight Mike. So we understood and knew and desired for Mike to hurt him just for the audacity. And we really thought, okay, Mike taking his fight, but he gonna let this dude know, don't ever play on my name. Mike Tyson, don't ever play on my name. Give me my respect. Like, bro, you just messed up our whole generation. Like, you Mike Tyson, we can't even depend on Mike Tyson, y'all. We can't even depend on Mike Tyson. Did it have to be so bad? Did it have to be so bad? Mike not even used to going rounds and rounds like that. What he probably had? 50-something fights, maybe 6 fights where he actually went, rounds with people. Like, he too old to be doing all them rounds. You get in there and you do what you do. A bag, 20 mil ain't enough. If that's what he got paid, which I think they said it's the max anyway. If he got paid 20 mil, that wasn't enough for what we sat up here and watched and endured and what that really means. And now this dude gonna be walking around here talking about he beat Mike Tyson, and he's a little kid basically in comparison to Mike Tyson. I wonder, who did y'all bet? Like, who did you bet on? I know there's people out here who probably bet on Mike because they like, ain't no way Mike finna let this happen. Who else felt like ain't no way Mike gonna let this happen? Regardless of what it seemed like, regardless of what's being said, regardless of the rumors, regardless of anything, who else felt like Mike is absolutely not gonna let this happen? I know there's a lot of people who felt like that. I've watched celebrity after celebrity, chime in and be like, I don't think Mike should do this. But I've watched celebrity after celebrity chime in and be like, Mike is going to hurt this dude. No such a thing. To me, this single-handedly destroys your whole shit, bro. I'm not looking back. I'm not looking back. No more. It's not. Mike Tyson never was to me at this point. He never was.